Concessions.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another Coops Concessions. Happy New Year. I hope that new thing that you want to accomplish in 2026, I hope you do it. Stay focused. But since you're here, let's talk about the most anticipated movies of 2026. Notice I didn't say top movies because there's more than 10 movies on here. There's no fancy countdowns or anything like that. We're just going to zoom right through these, and there's no particular order. So let's get it started with 28 Years Later, The Bone Temple. This movie comes out January 16th, 2026. I'm going to be honest with you. This movie looks kind of lame, but it is the fastest sequel I've ever seen to any movie. And I am curious to see how the rest of the movie concludes based on the movie last year, 28 years later. It does look a little wacky in some parts, and I just want to see how those wacky parts conclude. If you've seen the movie, then you kind of know what I'm talking about. Next up, we have Disclosure Day. This is the Steven Spielberg Alien movie. That's pretty all much I gotta say, to be honest with you. Anytime he hits an Alien movie, it's a hit. There's not much detail about what this movie's about, but if you ask me, it seems like aliens are communicating through humans, or maybe they're already here and we don't know it, or something like that. Either way, this is a must see movie. Steven Spielberg, Aliens, you can't go wrong, right? This movie comes out June 12th, 2026. Next up, we have Supergirl. I love Supergirl in the Superman movie. Her little badass rock star attitude. We're kind of getting a little more of that outside of the DC Marvel, right? Well, kind of with Deadpool. You kind of get it with the boys and everything, but I would love to see how DC executes this hero, this anti-hero, this I don't really give a F hero, Supergirl. It looks like it could be pretty good. I was never a Superman fan, never a Supergirl fan, but this looks like it could be pretty promising, and I am curious. That is June 26th, 2026. Next up, The Odyssey. This is a big one. The Odyssey, directed by Christopher Nolan. This is the story after the Trojan War as they try to make it home and run into a bunch of different things, cyclopses, three-headed beasts, all kinds of different things. But what makes this more interesting is the Odyssey is the first hero's story. Yes, without the Odyssey, there is no Matrix, there is no Star Wars, there is no Harry Potter. All of these major movies, these hero movies, have grabbed from the story of the Odyssey in some way, shape, or form. So I'm very curious to see how Christopher Nolan, how he usually brings us in his world of film, how he will do that with the Odyssey, kind of trying to make it the original story. That comes out July 17th, 2026. Next up, we got Spider-Man, Brand New Day. Now, there are rumors that the Punisher, the Hulk, and Daredevil are supposed to be in this movie. I'm down for it, but look, I need the Hulk to Hulk out. I'm still disappointed from Endgame. You got a lot to prove, to be honest, to me, for the Hulk. And I understand that the Punisher can't be the rated R Punisher that he is in Daredevil, but hopefully it doesn't like water down the action in any way. Spider-Man tends to be pretty good movies, especially since it's made it to the MCU. Um, and I am curious about how it continues. Brand New Day from how the last one ended. Um, and then I'm also curious of how this carries on to Avengers Doomsday, knowing that that comes out right after. This comes out July 31st, 2026. And speaking of MCU movies, Avengers Doomsday is right after that. Not right after that, but same year. Um, man, look, Doomsday, this is Avengers, this is your most important movie. This is your most important movie, okay? Because look, there's a huge anticipation for Avengers Doomsday, but the leading up to it has just kind of seemed very lackluster, and you got a lot to prove to me, along with the Hulk too. So we'll see how it all goes, how it all blends in and, tells the story that I just want to be there like, oh, okay, now it all makes sense. But I feel like it's not going to give me that feeling. I want it to, but we shall see. Also dropping the same day on Avengers is Dune Messiah. Yes, Dune Messiah and Avengers Doomsday both dropping on December 18th, 2026. So you got hashtag Doomsday and then hashtag Doomsday. Which one are you gonna see? I think Dune Messiah has been is going to be an extremely good movie to finish the space journey, the new space journey that I enjoy so much more than Star Wars of of this story. And Timothy Chalamet has been killing it in these roles, and I just want to see the concluded story of it all. I'm very curious. Next up, we have Werewolf by Robert Eggers. Werewolf with a U. Uh, Robert Eggers did Nosferatu, which made it was really creepy. So I'm really curious to see how he'll do this werewolf movie. Probably it could honestly be in the same setting, same timeline. And if he made that movie creepy, then I'm pretty sure that he'll make this one just as creepy within that same atmosphere. This has no date to it. It just says December, and it might possibly drop January 2027. But let's hope for the December date. I'm really excited for that. Um, what we got here? We got Avatar, not the blue people, the last Airbender Avatar, the movie The Legend of Aang. Okay, we've all thought about what happened after Aang and everything, what he did as an adult, and then we're gonna get the story. I'm highly anticipated to see this. This is a big one for me. I love The Last Airbender. This one's dropping close to my birthday, October 9th, 2026. This was supposed to be in theaters, but then like Paramount said that they're only going to put out in Paramount Plus. It's kind of stupid, but it is what it is. We'll still catch it. Um, this is hilarious. The next one is Coyote versus Acme. You know Coyote from Looney Tunes, and he's always chasing the Roadrunner to, try to eat him. And he always orders Acme stuff. And since the products aren't working, Coyote is suing Acme for their failed products. I think that is a hilarious concept, and I will definitely be there to see that movie. This movie was supposed to drop like two different times in like the past 3 years, but it just never happened, but it's finally going to drop on August 28th, 2026. Next up, we have Scream 7. Look, I'm just a fan of the franchise. Keep it going. Keep it going. All the Screams. I really don't care. The last one was pretty dope. Ghostface was literally out in these streets. He wasn't just in a small town. He was killing people like all over New York, Manhattan. I think they were in New York. I don't want to just yell it out there. But yeah, he wasn't just in a small town, and they're adding people and bringing back old people from the older ones too to this one. I'm ready for it. I'm ready. Speaking of Scream, we got Scary Movie 6. All right. Always been a huge fan of the Scary Movie movies up until like the fourth one. Well, I'm not gonna lie, because the fourth one had Kevin Hart and Anthony Anderson, and that was pretty funny. But like, I mean, what is it without the Wayans brothers, right? So the Wayans brothers are back, bringing back Scary Movie 6. I am just ready to see them bring their comedic genius to the screen. The Wayans are legends, and I know this is going to be hilarious. This is a must see, definitely. Next up, interesting. Clayface from the DC Comics. Clayface, Batman's villain, is getting his own movie, and I'm just super curious about how that's gonna work and how it plays in, and which kind of universe are we gonna get? Is this from the Batman, or is this just a standalone movie? I'm in it all in either way. This comes out September 11th, 2026. Next up, we have Toy Story 5. At this point, I'm just trying to see what they're gonna do. You know, I wasn't a big fan of the fourth one with Forky and all that stuff. But like, is Woody even coming back? Is he back for this movie? I don't know. He went on with Bo Peep the last time. So Toy Story 5, I never thought I'd be saying those words. I'm just kind of curious about what the story's gonna be, honestly. Next up, Mortal Kombat 2. huge Mortal Kombat fan. See me in Mortal Kombat, you will definitely lose. Mortal Kombat 2, this one is supposed to be more violent, more bloody, more fatalities. Everything you love about Mortal Kombat is supposed to be in this movie. It was supposed to drop in October, but we are getting that in May 8th, 2026. I'm sorry, I didn't say Toy Story. Toy Story is also June 19th, 2026. But Mortal Kombat, man, it's always been my game, always been my franchise, and I just want to see them bring it a little better than they did the last one. The last one was okay, except for that random ass character that we brought in, but it's all good. And speaking of fighting games, last but certainly not least, Street Fighter. I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm not the biggest Street Fighter fan, okay, but the movie looks absolutely amazing. The cast is incredible. This movie comes out October 16th, 2025. I'm down for a good fighting movie, a good video game fighting movie. Look, all these movies are great. Are you anticipated to see any of the movies that I named on this list? Is there anything on this list that I did not mention that you think should be on this list? If so, please leave a comment below. Let me know how you feel. Thank you guys for watching. I'm Coop. I'm out. This has been your top. I messed all that up, but I'm keeping it. This has been your most anticipated movies 2026. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you follow me at Coops Concessions, the real Coops Concessions on Instagram. I'm Coop. I'm out. Peace.
Coops Concessions.